All right. I want you to stop and think about this next question for a moment, then I'll call on you again. What is the top issue in the news that concerns you the most these days? I'm not looking for you to go into detail about it. Just tell me what the issue is, the number one issue that concerns you most that's in the news these days. Does everybody have one? Okay. Julius, why don't you go first?
Trump and all of his lawsuits, all of
Okay,
his legal problems.
got it. Alan, what about you?
Just the racism, the increase of it in the country. I know it never goes away, but there's been quite a bit. There's been more than needs to be. Way
Got
more.
it. Michael, what about you?
For me, it is really domestic policy. It seems like the budget is still broken. Normally, we don't have those problems in Democratic years. You know, we gotta get the house running before we can start trying to police the planet, which is kind of our MO.
Got it. Nakia, what about you?
Inflation. I know they signed the Inflation Act, but I'm not sure if it's actually trickling down to anyone in any useful way. So inflation is a big issue for me.
Okay. Jerome?
I agree with Nakia and Julius.
Okay. Those are two separate issues. Okay. Carolyn, what about you? Top issue in the news.
Inflation, the economy.
Okay. Candace, what about you?
Gun violence.
All right. So let me ask this question again, but a slightly different way. What's the top issue facing African Americans these days? And it could be the same as what you gave me. It could be something totally different. You're not limited. Everybody have one in mind? All right.
Housing.
Who said housing? Julius. Okay, housing. Let me call on you, Michael.
Economy and especially housing and security.
Candace?
Same, the economy.
Jerome?
The economy.
Alan?
I'm still going to stick with racism.
Okay. Carolyn?
Economy.
Nakia?
Economy.
All right. Please stop and think about this. I'll call on you one at a time. What is the top issue in the news these days that concerns you the most? The top issue in the news that concerns you the most. So I'm looking for a phrase, not a long explanation. Everybody have one?
Just want us to speak or
Yeah, Kelly, yeah, go first, Kelly.
artificial intelligence.
Okay. Michael.
I would say the presidential election.
Okay, but in terms of an issue, like a policy issue, is there some?
Oh, well, then I would look at what's going on with the migrant situation.
Okay. Shalia?
Probably healthcare.
All right. Martin?
Dysfunctional Congress.
Okay. Dorothy?
Immigration.
All right. TC?
Technology.
Meaning what?
Like security, cybersecurity, or like the grid and all that.
Okay. Michelle, I'm asking what issue in the news matters the most to you these days? Your top concern?
Oh, I had to pick one. Mental health.
Okay. And what about mental health?
Honestly, because I feel like it triggers a lot of things. I was going to say gun reform, but I think a lot of it has to do with mental health. And then I was going to, I think everything kind of, it goes up to mental health.
Got it. Thank you. And a variation now on that question. What's the top issue facing African Americans these days?
Healthcare again.
Okay, let me call you. So I got Shalia with healthcare. Martin, what about you?
I really don't feel comfortable giving an answer because I can't speak for what's ailing or what's the top issue for African Americans. So I have to pass.
Okay. Michelle, what about you?
I honestly feel like that's a loaded question.
It
I
wasn't-
don't
it's-
know how.
it's, you know, it's
I
not-
get what you're asking, but I don't know if I can say there's a particular issue as far as like a policy, as much as I feel like the issue is the people making the policies. So for me, I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Does that make sense? I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Got it.
Okay.
TC, what's the top issue facing African Americans these days?
I would say education.
Okay. Michael?
I would say the breakdown of the family, and then by extension, economics.
All right. Dorothy, what about you?
Job.
Jobs. Okay. Kelly?
That was my answer as well, jobs.
Job. Okay. Great.
I thought you said God.
No, no, jobs.
I meant Dorothy. I thought Dorothy said God. I would agree.
We got it
though.
sorted out. We're good.